Maybe you could have killed it. But at least if you killed it, you could say it was an accident. Am I the asshole for kicking my homeless friend out of my apartment? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Reddit Unravelled video. It is extremely late right now, but yeah, I couldn't sleep, so let's dive straight into it. Today we're on Am I the Ahole? I don't know if I'm gonna have to blur out that word. I don't know how YouTube acts around words like that, but this is the one which I've wanted to read. Am I the asshole? I splurged and bought me something after my wife told me no. I, 38 male, and my wife, 35 male. I'm guessing he meant female. I'll just call her Kelly. Have been together 9 years, married for 5, and we have 2 kids. Recently, I've been getting into sim racing, mainly Assetto Corsa. For some context, I am a long-distance trucker, working 50 hours a week, making around 170k a year. I'm usually home on Sundays, but that's not always the case. When I'm home, I usually try and do something with the family, but since I found this new hobby, I've been spending more time there. Kelly hasn't liked it, and I am not home much, so when I am, she wants family time. Perfectly understandable. Yet, since I can't race while working, I really don't have any time except for when I'm home. Within the last year, she has wanted a hot tub and a new car. I've bought her both since money's not an issue and they would be nice. So about 2 weeks ago, I brought up the idea that since no one ever gets rides with me in the truck, I could install a simulation rig in the passenger seat. I've seen it done before and thought it would be the best of both worlds, as I could race when not driving, and when home, we could have family time. She immediately shut down the idea, saying it's just going to be a huge waste of money. So without her knowing, I took off last Monday and Tuesday to have my friend who builds custom sim rigs build one into my passenger seat. After everything was done and bought, it came to be around $3,700, nothing compared to what went into a $5,000 hot tub or $39,000 car. Everything is collapsible so I can see while driving, so it's not a driving hazard and doesn't affect her at all. When I came home this Sunday and she saw it, she went ballistic, cussing me out and left me to walk home. So after about a 40-minute walk, I made it home to see she took the kids to her mother's and wanted to talk about making smart financial decisions. This made me mad, as we have a large savings account and emergency fund. So what's wrong with me spending my hard-earned money to splurge a bit on myself? She is a stay-at-home mom, and it has been that way since we've met. I do all I can to make sure she has everything she needs and is happy, but I can't have a simulation rig to relax and have some fun with the boys. Am I the asshole? No, bro. No, that is crazy. I feel like some people don't understand when you got a passion for something, especially like racing, things like simulations and stuff. Yeah, they cost a lot of money, but I understand, like, you want the full experience. If you can afford the full experience, why wouldn't you get the full experience? And what I mean by that is racing on a full simulation rig is way more exciting than just, say, playing on a PlayStation with a remote or something. Because if you just put a PlayStation in that circumstance, she wouldn't have said anything. But like you said, you can afford to, so why not just go all the way out and just get the full rig? I don't think you're in the wrong for that. I guess she's probably mad because she doesn't understand, like, she can't relate. Like, a simulation to her is not as exciting as it is to you. It's like, I've always wanted a flight simulator and I'd happily spend some money on a good setup, like, for sure. A lot of people won't get it just because they're not passionate about it and don't understand the drive it takes to want to do something like that. But let's see what the comments. It definitely sounds like I make the money while she's only a stay-at-home mom, so I buy her things. If you don't think being a stay-at-home mom is a financially good decision for your family anymore, it's a discussion to have together. Big purchases should be discussed with both of you. If you didn't think the whole hot tub was a good idea, or that a cheaper car allowed more savings, that's a discussion to have. A car isn't a hobby, a car is a necessity in most places in the US, and you have 2 kids, so she needs a safe vehicle to take them places. Are you not going to use the hot tub at all? You had less than 1 day a week at home and then started doing the hobby that often took that away. Now you are presenting this new purchase as, look, I'm making more time for my family. You took off 2 days to install this thing. Couldn't you take off 2 days so that you had some family time when you see them like 3 days a month? When does she have time for hobbies? How well did you explain this thing you're buying? I've never heard of it. Her immediately shooting things down while not seemingly budget conscious is general also sucks. The kids are not assholes, poor kids. Yeah, that I hear it from that perspective, in that it sounds like he's just saying, look, she's a stay-at-home mom, so she can do what she wants. Almost, it's like coming across like that, and like he's saying, oh, I deserve this, almost. And like, he's got a good point. A car's a necessity. The hot tub, you can argue you're using it. It's not like you didn't buy it. It's not like you're not going to use it. But at the same time, I do still hear it without the simulation rig. But maybe that's because I understand, like, I'd want one. Interesting. I don't think you're like, oh, let's see what else we can find. Am I the asshole for kicking my homeless friend out of my apartment? That sounds like a struggle. My female 23 friend, female 25, is homeless and has been living with me for months in my studio apartment, but I kicked her out yesterday. I got so fed up with her living in my apartment, doing nothing while I pay for all her expenses like food, gas, when she uses my car, water and electricity she uses, etc. I am a university student with 2 part-time jobs, barely making ends meet, it being especially so when paying for another person's expenses. I wouldn't mind if she lived with me for a while when she gets her stuff together. I wouldn't even mind letting her stay here for free, but it's been months and she hasn't looked for a job and she didn't seem to plan to leave anytime soon. Like a week ago, I told her to help me with the groceries or anything at all, and if not, she could start to look for another place to stay. She apparently didn't have the money to pay for anything, so I told her she should look for another place to stay. She didn't even try to find another place, so I kicked her out and gave her phone numbers to homeless shelters she could go to. She is telling me I'm the a-hole, and honestly, I'm feeling a little guilty. But I tried helping her the best I can. I just had enough. I think I might be the a-hole since technically I could afford helping her, and the notice before I kicked her out was minimal. That's a difficult situation to be in. I can't imagine. I understand, like, there always has to be a line, right? And then once that line's crossed, it's crossed. I mean, how long can you put up with that, especially if you're trying to do things yourself? A university student doing that is insane. I want to say not the asshole, but also the fact that you didn't give much notice. You could argue if it was like a progressive process, like you're letting her know that you like, if this isn't done by XYZ, or you're not seeing any kind of changes or any kind of commitment to try and move out or whatnot, maybe if you warned her and then done it, it would have been a better approach. So I can hear that. This person saying not the a-hole, if she has no income, she could at least have applied for food stamps to supply her own share of the food in the house and nothing else. Assuming you're in a country where that sort of program exists, there are plenty of reasons that can prevent people from finding work, but if you can't work, you can at least be useful around the home. Yeah, like if she's literally doing nothing and she's just taking up your space and resources, yeah, there's only so much you can do. That's a difficult situation for sure. What do you guys think? Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my wife raise her new puppy? Let's see how long this one is. So here's the situation. My wife recently adopted a puppy without consulting me first. It's a designer breed that costs nearly $4,000 and our 2 daughters are absolutely in love with it, but I feel blindsided by the decision. In the past, we had a dog that we both agreed on, and I took most of the responsibility for training and caring for it because I have more experience with dogs. My wife often relied on me for the tasks like giving baths and handling the heavier responsibilities. Now my wife is about to get really busy with her new job and she's relying on me to help with the dog, but I have refused to take any responsibility at all. Zero. The backstory is that she decided to adopt the puppy while we were going through a rough patch in our marriage. She mistakenly thought I was cheating on her, which I absolutely was not, and believed getting the puppy would help her cope with the perceived loss of our relationship. If my wife would have consulted me first and adopted a breed we could both agree on, I would be more than happy to help as much as possible, but since she went behind my back and adopted a breed I don't care for, am I the a-hole for not wanting to help at all? That's one of those situations where you probably just have to firms it in that, like, and accept, especially if you know it's your wife, like, you're just gonna have to accept that you're probably going to be looking after it, and it's going to be hard not to look after it. It's going to be living with you, so you know when it's in danger or when it needs feeding or whatnot, you're going to be obliged, or you're going to be in a position where you're going to have to be the one to feed it, otherwise it might die, and then what, you know? And then you could say I didn't take responsibility, but you can't watch something like that go through that, if that makes sense. The puppy is only a symptom of your marital issues. Please consult a marriage therapist. That sounds true. Yeah, the fact that she bought it out of emotional recovery sounds crazy. And like you said, a puppy is a whole responsibility, and the fact that she's starting a new job and everything, it is a bit unfair. It's like unconsensual responsibility. With it living with you, you might find you're spending more time with the puppy than the mom, and now it's your puppy and now you're looking after it, and then yeah, I can only imagine that spiraling out of control. But it seems like a lot of people are agreeing that he's not the a-hole in this. I've noticed that all of these have, some of them have like a confirmed not the a-hole, not the a-hole. Maybe we should look for some which are. Let's see if we can filter them. Filter by flair. Am I the a-hole for giving away my roommate's pet bird? Probably. Wow, we're on that a-hole here, but let's see. I, 17 male, live in an apartment with a roommate, Xavier, 17 male. Xavier and I aren't particularly close, but we are on friendly terms with one another and occasionally helping each other out. The problem I have with him is that he owns a pet bird who, although is adorable, is very annoying as well. Xavier will always, without fail, let his bird fly around the apartment for a minimum of an hour to a max 2 hours. I have no problem with him letting his bird fly, as I know that it's good for the bird to be able to fly in instead of being confined in its cage. However, the issue is that whenever the bird flies, it will always destroy my stuff and defecate all over our apartment. Xavier would usually let the bird out and just go back to his room and leave his room door open while relaxing. While the bird flies, he will always nibble and chew on my stuff, such as my wires, letters, or any piece of paper that is out in the open. The bird will always defecate all over the house on places such as the sofa, television, floor, and more. Xavier does notice the bird poo, but he never cleans it up. I always have to do it even though it's not my pet in the first place. To add insult to injury, I would always have to replace my wires about every 2 months or so due to the constant nibbling and biting, which makes it unusable. So, due to all that, about a week ago I asked a family member and relatives if they would be interested in or keen in taking ownership of the bird. Initially none of them wanted the bird until my sister asked a friend who loves bird and she accepted the offer. 2 days ago, while Xavier was outside and I was left alone in the apartment, I packed up all the essential things for the bird, such as its toys, food, etc., and gave it to my sister's friend who was waiting downstairs in the apartment. When Xavier came back, I informed him of what happened. He got angry and screamed at me before slamming the door in my face, and since then I've been getting tons of hate messages from his friends and family, and now I feel like crap. I've informed him of the issues I've had with his pet bird before, but he never does anything about it and always brushes it off, so I got pissed and was done sending the bird off as a result. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? I feel like my actions were justified, but the majority seems to not think so. Yeah, no. As much as it was peeing you off, and as much as you wanted to get rid of it, you probably shouldn't have, because it's not yours to get rid of, especially a bird. That's a living organism. Like, you know, it has a relationship with Xavier and Xavier has a relationship with it, so to just remove it out of its life like that is insane. Yeah, definitely the a-hole. Like, I can't imagine. I get it though. I'd hate if I was living with a bird that was defecating everywhere. There's other ways to handle situations like this, guys. I mean, you can talk to him, and obviously you said you spoke to him and everything, but, you know, consider moving out. If it gets that bad and things, then you need to consider bigger moves, like, I don't know, getting out of the flat or getting a new roommate, or maybe you could have killed it. I'm joking. But at least if you killed it, you could say it was an accident. Giving it to a friend is mad, because it's like, you know, Xavier still knows it's alive. This is crazy. But yeah, definitely the a-hole. Not the best situation. Am I the a-hole for telling a blind man to walk faster? I was late for class. The couple right in front of me was blocking my way and they were walking so slowly. I said, "Can you walk a little faster? I'm in a hurry." I thought they were lovers walking slowly, but they turned around and I noticed the man had a cane. The woman with him was helping, guiding him, and was probably his carer. I felt so embarrassed. I apologized immediately. The woman told me I needed to be more patient. I said, "I'm really sorry, I didn't notice he had a cane." The man laughed and said, "I'm right here." I said, "Excuse me," and walked between them. I heard them complaining about how kids, I'm 15 but look younger, nowadays are a-holes as I was leaving. In that situation, considering you didn't know, okay, I thought he recognized. I assumed he would have recognized that it's blind. I mean, if you're walking from behind and you don't see the cane, I don't necessarily see that as a problem. This person says, "You're the a-hole, but his blindness isn't the factor. It makes it worse, but the initial act of assholery was the fact that you made your problem their problem. Next time, only open your mouth to excuse yourself and go around them. Better yet, wake up early or find a more reliable mode of transportation." I hear it. I do hear it. It's like, I feel like I have to see how slow they're walking. But then again, it's not like there's a threshold with this kind of thing, is there? It's not like, oh, they're walking this speed, therefore. When someone is moving too slowly in front of you, you say, "Pardon me," and pass them, not demand they walk faster. Yeah, no, okay, I hear that. If I was walking and someone said, "Can you walk a bit faster, please?" To be honest, if I was in the middle of London and someone said that, I would understand. I think it depends on context. Well, it always depends on context. But my point is, like, yeah, if I was in London, in the underground, and someone behind me was like, "Can you walk faster?" I would not be the slightest bit surprised. And that's probably why I don't see it as much of a problem. Again, it depends on the scenario and where you are. And I do hear it. Like, it would be more polite to say, "Pardon me," but also some people are just rude. And I guess I hear what the other guy was saying, though, in that the blindness wasn't the factor. And yeah, it doesn't matter if they're blind or not. Him saying it in the first place is what the problem is. I don't know. I don't think it's like crazy a-holery. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Well, that's going to be everything for this episode. I hope you found this enjoyable. Don't forget to check out the other episodes as well. We've done one on relationship advice. We've done one on Ask Reddit. We'll probably do some more on Ask Reddit soon as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.